What we're going to do today is we're going to go ahead and we're going to replace these bad Rock Krawler joints. I have to actually rebuild my entire control arm. The front joints, I'll get you a close-up of this. When you can do this with your joint, move it around like this real easy, that means it's no good. So I was able to order new monster joints. That's what they call these, from Rock Krawler. I went ahead and I did that. They're in. I got a box of parts here to rebuild the control arms. So the joint itself, it comes as a complete assembly. You just unscrew the old one. This is the old one I have in my hand. And you screw in the new one. So that's the new one. And I got to put my entire strength into this, and I can barely move it around. So this joint is supposed to be real tight, and you know, it's just, in general, it's very hard to even move. But that's what you want. That means the joint's good. When you can take the joint and move it around like this real easy, you know, up and down, back and forth, sideways, that means it's bad. So this joint is the old one, it's shot. Alright, so the other end of the control arm comes with replaceable inner bushings, and you have to take this apart. So there's actually a tool that fits in here, and it'll allow you to unscrew this washer. And then at that point you can press out the rubber bushings. So we're going ahead and we're going to do that. Again, you know, the monster joint end, it's really easy to replace. It literally just unscrews and you screw in the new one. So that's easy enough to replace. This is a little bit more work. You actually have to take there's a screw on. The best way I can think of to describe this, it's basically like a thick washer with 4 cutouts going around it, you know, around the inside edge. And I'll show you the tool in a second, and you know, you jam the tool in there, and you know, it'll let you unscrew this washer. And I guess I'll go ahead and we can take a look at the tool next. Let's see. Nope, that's bushing. Here we go. Here's the joint tool. So that is what the joint tool looks like. And what this allows you to do is take your it fits in there right like that, and this will allow you to unscrew the lock washer. And what it is, it's you know, this is basically just a big threaded washer that screws in, and then you know, you can unscrew it with the special tool. So we'll go ahead and we'll start taking this stuff apart. So first thing we want to do is the little grease fitting. You just want to pull that out, and you can, as long as it's not all rusted off, which it shouldn't be, you should just be able to get this off with a pair of pliers. That's all I use. And that's what the lock washer looks like. It's all dirty. I'm going to clean it out, but. That's the inside of the bushing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and tap this out with a hammer, see if it'll pop out. If not, I'll have to put it on the press. Alright, so I just have a rubber mallet, so we're going to see it. Yeah, it's starting to come out. So what I'm doing is I took a 32mm socket that I have, and I'm just going to basically put it Here, get a close-up of this so you can see it. So you don't want to like beat on the metal ball. This is part of a ball assembly. It's just, you know, the outer edge. What you want to do is you want to get a socket that fits over that will put pressure on the bushing and not on the metal. So you want to beat on the bushing, basically, not the metal piece. No sarcasm intended. And it's actually coming right out. So it has just a regular washer on the other side that, you know, you're going to put back in. And here is the whole ball and bushing assembly. Alright, so when you're replacing these, the easiest way to get these rubber bushings off the ball is to use a pair of, you know, some sharp tin snips and just cut the rubber. And once you cut the rubber, you know, you'll be able to just pull it off like so. And all I did was I just, you know, I just cut it like that. And let me get this side off. And once you have them off, that you know, will expose the center ball portion of the bushing. Alright, so at this point I have this one apart, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean all this up first before, you know, we start putting anything back together. Alright, so went ahead and I just cleaned everything up, and here are the new bushings. And basically all you do is you just press the new bushing on the ball. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my shop press and press these on. And then we can start putting this joint back together. And I don't know how well you can see it, but I also took a wire brush and cleaned up the inside of the housing here. And I took some lacquer thinner and wiped it down real good, so it's about as clean as it's going to get. You want to take your time and clean everything here, you know, because if you put it together sloppy and dirty, it's just going to allow, you know, it's not going to seal real well, so it's going to allow water and moisture and stuff to, you know, get in there, and it's just going to mess it up again. So take your time, you know, when you're doing this, and make sure you clean up, you know, clean everything up real nice as best you can, and then put everything back together. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press this on, and I'll be back. Alright, so I have the new bushing pressed in there. And what we're going to do now is put the lock ring back on it. That's it right there. So I've already cleaned that up. Go ahead and finish this up. And I'm just kind of starting it by hand. And I'll get the torque wrench out in a minute. We're going to torque this down to 35 foot-pounds. I got to clean this up a little bit. So I'm going to try and do this here, see if we can get it to go to 35. If not, I'm going to have to put it in the vise. But we'll try. We'll see. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to put it in the vise. I don't have a good way to hold it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to torque this down. Alright, so I went ahead and I torqued that down to 35 foot-pounds, and now we're just going to put the grease fitting back in.